The big one indeed. I think the United States has much less harsher conditions or much less stiffer conditions than the Europeans in order to normalize and establish relations with the new government in Syria. Let's not forget that this entire change of government inside Syria was supported wholeheartedly by the United States. This is not something that anyone can deny. And the United States is invested in driving the current model of governance in Syria into success, especially with the future, with the upcoming Trump administration in the very near future. In about 12 days, we will have a new U.S. administration. And it seems that the Trump administration, from what we hear from President Trump, President-elect Trump, is that he is very disinterested in Syrian affairs. He does not believe that the United States should be invested in dictating any of the internal proceedings of Syrian politics, it seems. And it seems that he is very willing to let Turkey play an expanded role in Syrian affairs, and the Americans are very willing, the Trump administration, of course, to delegate many of its concerns and responsibilities. And the question of the Kurds are a core ally of the Americans. The Americans have helped the SDF armed factions in arming them to fight ISIS and to combat all forms of extremist terrorism, especially in eastern and northeastern Syria. Now, there's a question, will the United States abandon the SDF because of Trump? Actually, that he contemplated doing that in his previous administration and was prevented by his advisors from doing so. However, now the situation is different. Bashar al-Assad is not there anymore. The Russians are not there anymore, or are not an active force or an effective force inside Syria, and the Iranians are not there anymore. So it seems that if Turkey is willing to secure American interests from the expense of the Kurds, I think this is a bargain that Trump might elect to take. And of course, this will place the fate of the SDF in peril. However, of course, this is all pure speculation. Donald Trump is a very unpredictable president, and maybe the United States will wholeheartedly surprise us and enact a completely different policy on Syria, opposite to the signs and indicators we see at the moment.